Welcome to the Hollywood Secrets. In today's episode, we are diving deep into the dark side of old Hollywood. While we often think of the golden age as glitz and glamour, beneath the surface lurked some sinister personalities. Today, we'll uncover the stories of 17 of the most evil actors from old Hollywood whose actions off-camera cast long shadows over their fame. Before we start, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to our channel for more behind-the-scenes stories from the world of celebrities. 1. Fatty Arbuckle. Roscoe "Fatty" Arbuckle was one of the biggest stars of silent film in the early 1900s, both figuratively and literally. His career came crashing down after a 1921 scandal involving the death of actress Virginia Rappe. Arbuckle was accused of raping her at a party, which ultimately led to her death. The trial revealed that Rappe died due to a ruptured bladder, and while Arbuckle was acquitted after 3 trials, his reputation was irreparably damaged. Though he was eventually exonerated, the media painted him as a monster, and his career never recovered. 2. Errol Flynn. Errol Flynn, the swashbuckling actor famous for roles in films like The Adventures of Robin Hood, had a reputation as a notorious playboy. In 1942, he was charged with statutory rape after allegedly assaulting 2 teenage girls, though he was acquitted of the charges. Flynn's reckless behavior, love of underage girls, and indulgent lifestyle made him a figure of controversy in old Hollywood. His flamboyant persona on screen sharply contrasted with his darker, predatory behavior off it. 3. Joan Crawford. Joan Crawford was one of the most famous actresses of her time, but her private life painted a much darker picture than her glamorous public image. Her adoptive daughter, Christina Crawford, exposed Joan's tyrannical and abusive behavior in her memoir Mommy Dearest. The book detailed physical and emotional abuse, including violent outbursts and obsessive cleanliness, making Crawford one of the most infamous figures in old Hollywood. 4. Charlie Chaplin. Despite being a beloved comic genius, Charlie Chaplin's personal life was filled with controversy. He had a penchant for teenage girls, and several of his relationships raised eyebrows. In 1943, Chaplin was embroiled in a paternity suit with actress Joan Barry, who claimed he fathered her child. Although blood tests proved he wasn't the father, Chaplin's reputation suffered. He also had problematic political leanings, which eventually led to his exile from the United States. 5. Spencer Tracy. Spencer Tracy, widely regarded as one of the best actors of his time, had a dark side that included alcohol abuse and infidelity. Tracy was married throughout his life but carried on a long-term affair with actress Katharine Hepburn. His drinking and volatile temper made him a difficult person to be around, and his behavior behind the scenes often caused significant problems on set. Though revered for his acting, Tracy's personal demons tarnished his image. 6. Wallace Beery. Wallace Beery was one of MGM's top stars during the 1930s, known for his gruff on-screen persona. However, his off-screen behavior was far worse. Beery was rumored to have been involved in the death of actor Ted Healy in 1937, though he was never charged. Healy was beaten to death after a night of drinking, and though multiple individuals were implicated, including Beery, the case was suspiciously closed without much investigation. Beery's reputation as a bully and brute was well known in Hollywood circles. 7. Clara Bow. Clara Bow was the quintessential it girl of the silent film era, but her personal life was far more chaotic than her screen persona suggested. Bow was plagued by a troubled upbringing and mental health issues. She was also taken advantage of by those around her, including her own secretary, who betrayed her and sold scandalous stories to the press. While Bow's actions were often born of trauma, her erratic behavior and wild lifestyle led to her being blacklisted by Hollywood, and her career ended prematurely. 8. Marlon Brando. Marlon Brando was a powerhouse actor, but his personal life was filled with scandals and controversy. Brando was known for his volatile temper and abusive behavior towards his wives and children. His son, Christian Brando, was involved in the killing of his half-sister's boyfriend, further darkening the Brando family name. Brando's explosive off-screen behavior, womanizing, and erratic nature made him a difficult and often dangerous figure in Hollywood. 9. Jean Harlow. Jean Harlow, the original blonde bombshell, was a major star in the 1930s. However, her personal life was rife with tragedy and scandal. Her second husband, Paul Byrne, was found dead from a gunshot wound shortly after their wedding, in what was ruled a suicide. However, rumors of foul play and a cover-up by MGM executives have persisted for decades. Harlow's association with this mysterious death cast a dark shadow over her Hollywood legacy. 10. John Barrymore. John Barrymore was a brilliant actor, but his personal demons, particularly his struggles with alcoholism, overshadowed much of his life. Barrymore's drinking led to erratic behavior and violence, and he was known to be abusive to those around him, including his wives and children. His once great career deteriorated as his alcoholism took control, and he spent his later years as a tragic figure in Hollywood, more infamous for his drunken antics than his acting talent. 11. Loretta Young. Loretta Young was a celebrated actress of the Golden Age, but her image of purity hid a dark secret. In 1935, Young had an affair with married co-star Clark Gable, which resulted in the birth of their daughter, Judy Lewis. To avoid scandal, Young hid her pregnancy and later adopted her own child, passing her off as an orphan. Young's deceit and manipulation of the situation left lasting scars on her daughter, and the truth was kept hidden from the public for decades. 12. Clark Gable. Speaking of Clark Gable, the king of Hollywood had his own dark side. Gable was known to be a womanizer, and his affair with Loretta Young was just one of many scandals. Gable's personal life was riddled with affairs, and there were even rumors of a rape accusation early in his career. Though Gable's rugged charm made him a beloved figure on screen, his off-screen behavior revealed a much more troubling side to his character. 13. Lupe Velez. Mexican actress Lupe Velez was a fiery and passionate figure in Hollywood, known for her intense performances and equally intense personal life. Velez had a series of volatile relationships with prominent men, including Johnny Weissmuller and Gary Cooper. Her erratic behavior and explosive temper led to several publicized scandals. Tragically, Velez took her own life in 1944, and her suicide note revealed the turmoil she had endured behind the scenes. 14. George Raft. George Raft was famous for playing gangsters on screen, but his connections to the criminal underworld were not just for show. Raft was closely associated with mob figures in real life, and his friendships with notorious gangsters like Bugsy Siegel raised suspicion in Hollywood. Raft's ties to organized crime and his shady dealings off-camera earned him a reputation as one of Hollywood's most dangerous men. 15. Judy Garland. Judy Garland, while one of the most beloved stars of her time, endured a life of pain and turmoil. MGM executives forced Garland into a grueling schedule from a young age, and she was given pills to keep her going, leading to a lifelong addiction to drugs and alcohol. Garland's personal life was plagued by mental health struggles, abusive relationships, and financial ruin. While she was a victim of the Hollywood system, Garland's erratic behavior and self-destructive tendencies often caused havoc in her personal and professional life. 16. Robert Mitchum. Robert Mitchum was known for his tough guy persona on screen, but his off-screen life was just as rebellious. In 1948, Mitchum was arrested for marijuana possession, which was a huge scandal at the time. Though he served time in jail, Mitchum's career survived the controversy, but his defiance of authority and lawless behavior made him one of Hollywood's bad boys. His nonchalant attitude towards his arrest only added to his dangerous allure. 17. Barbara Payton. Barbara Payton's Hollywood career was brief, but her descent into scandal and tragedy was swift. Payton's tumultuous relationships with actors Tom Neal and Franket Tone led to one of the most notorious love triangles in Hollywood history. Neil severely beat Tone in a fight over Peyton, leaving Tone in a coma. Peyton's career spiraled out of control after the incident, and she eventually turned to drugs and prostitution. Her tragic downfall made her one of the darkest cautionary tales of old Hollywood. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this deep dive into old Hollywood's darkest secrets, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to our channel for more celebrity stories and scandals. Stay tuned for more Hollywood secrets.